Alright guys, so we are back with my beautiful car, and today I bought a bunch of anti-theft devices off of Amazon. And we are going to see how easy or how hard they are to bypass, and how secure they really keep your car, and how easy it would be for someone to just take them off and steal your car. So, the first one is this. This is just like a boot that you would put on your own car to keep somebody from driving it away. And I don't think this is going to put up much of a fight. But we'll see. So, this is also the only, external locking device that we have. I wanted to show you guys this weird lock that it uses. It uses like a half moon shape. It's kind of weird. So we're kind of like in between the holes. This would probably stop somebody. Oh, maybe if we go inside the rent, that would be like really, really secure. Oh. Alright. Alright, that's probably more realistic. That's something that you'd probably encounter. Now my first strategy, and probably a really dumb one, I just want to see if I can just use my raw strength and just bend it out. The metal's thin enough. No, probably not. My second theory, and more realistic, I think with a pry bar you can probably get this thing off in about 2 seconds. Did I bend it enough? Huh. Hey, this is more secure than I thought. I literally thought this was going to take 2 seconds. So bending it doesn't really seem like it's an option. But I wonder how sturdy that lock is. Oh no. It's like solid steel. Maybe let's try to beat the lock out. This angle sucks. Oh, something's happening. Let's see if the key still works. Oh yeah, it does. Huh. This thing is much tougher than I thought it was going to be. Alright. I just want to beat it with a hammer a bunch and see what that does for it. Oh, you know what? I bet by beating this part down, I can probably then bend it off. Alright, now that should have significantly weakened that. I really don't want to pop my tire. Let's see if I can stick like a piece of wood down here or something. That's not gonna work. I think it turns out this one is it's actually pretty sturdy, and it's at least gonna take like, unless you take like a cordless cutoff wheel, you could probably cut through this relatively fast. But outside of that, I don't think anybody's gonna take this thing off like really quickly or anything. Especially if it's like really, really, really tight. If I think of something else, we'll come back to this. Let's move on to the internal stuff. So the rest of these are all going to be anti-theft devices that you put inside of your car to try to stop somebody from thieving it. So the next one, this one is very unique and specific to probably just manuals, because this is a 5-speed. So it's a, like, I don't even know what you'd call this, but it slips over the emergency brake and then connects the emergency brake to the shifter, so that way you can't work either one of them to move the vehicle. I think, you see how loose this thing is? I think with just a simple, I have a couple tools here. I think with just a simple flathead screwdriver, I think I'll be able to disable this thing rather quickly. But we shall see. It also extends. So you slide this over here. We'll go, that's neutral. Let's go 3rd gear. Maybe not. Maybe let's go 1st gear. Alright, so there we go. We're locked up. We can't really go forward. We're stuck in 1st gear. Can't work the emergency brake. Nothing we can do. Alright. So, with just a simple flathead, maybe this flathead, I think oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like right there. I know you guys probably can't. Oh, there we go. Alright. Alright. There we go. We stole the car. We can speed out of here like GTA. That one, that went about how I expected. See, I was able to just get a screwdriver right under here. And it has a little pin that sticks out. I was able to just peel that up in no time. So that is not only an extremely limiting anti-theft device, because you have to have this style of emergency brake. This car is a 99. Probably anything newer than like a, I don't know, 2010 probably isn't even going to have a brake like this. I think they've all switched to like push buttons. This thing you wouldn't even be able to use it unless you had something else random here that you could like lock this onto. And then if you also had your gear selector here. Very only for unique instances, and also not very secure. So the next one is an old classic. This is the old classic steering wheel lock thing. Put this in here. It's supposed to keep it from turning. Now, for this one, and I think I have a couple more that lock onto the steering wheel, we are just going to assume that someone in this scenario, someone like jammed a screwdriver in the lock and like broke it or something, because if we don't assume that, then the whole thing is kind of pointless because the steering wheel locks. So we're just going to assume that's broken. And we're going to put the key in accessory. So this one obviously works by, you can only turn so far this way, and you can only turn so far this way. Which honestly, you could probably get pretty far with the, as long as you made a really, really wide turn, you could probably still drive. And this is almost kind of like almost like you're steering a ship or something. Just turn it. So this thing has two weaknesses that I see. It has a hole on the bottom for something. I don't know exactly what. I might be able to exploit that in some way. It's got a 4-way key and a 4-way lock. I don't really know if these type of locks are super secure or something, and maybe that's why they're being used. But to me, since it's like almost a completely circular lock. It just looks like it's begging, absolutely begging to be drilled out. It's not super tight. I do kind of wonder. I don't want to break my steering wheel. Also, keep in mind that the horn on this car doesn't work. So the whole time that you're like fiddling with this, I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the horn relay going on and off. So every time it clicks, that would be the horn honking. So there's no way to really muscle this thing off of here. So since it has a 4-way lock, how Phillips head screw. I kind of have a feeling that I can maybe like bump it. Oh, we are getting in. Oh, let me get a wrench to put on top of this. I think we're just about in. All right, either the screwdriver is going to snap, or the lock is going to snap. Oh, you know what I should have checked? I wonder if while beating on this, maybe it'll collapse. Probably not. Wait a minute. Was it just me, or did it go? It had to have collapsed a little bit. This, you can just hit it with a hammer and it slowly collapses. That's actually kind of crazy. So it's not foolproof, but it did make it collapse at least 2 notches. Alright, now that we've got this screwdriver nice and beat in there, something is spinning. Oh, come on. The grip is spinning on the shaft of the screwdriver. How am I supposed to break this thing with like that? Now we're in. Oh, never mind. Oh, maybe we are. We're in trouble. The key doesn't even work anymore. So now, whichever method I'm using to get this thing off, I have to use this method. Let me see if I can find a different screwdriver. Alright, this is going to be the best I got before I just drill it out. I didn't have a screwdriver that it was in that same size, but I have this, which is like a bit. So, it's the best I got. It's actually a little bit smaller and might honestly work a little bit better. Okay, that's not going to work. So, we're just going to drill it out, probably in 2 seconds. Oh, it's chewing that right up. Chewing it to pieces, actually. Did you hear that crunch? Aha! There we go. Ah. So, that's all it took. That was, what, probably less than 2 minutes of just drilling. So, if you put this in your car and someone just shows up with a drill bit, another thing that is trash. Now, if they don't have drill bits, it's going to be a pretty tough challenge. But all this is brass, so this all just drilled out like nothing. Alright, our next one, this one, I've never really seen anything like this before. Just wrap this around your steering wheel. No, maybe like this. Okay, and then you lock it into your seatbelt buckle, so that way it restrains the steering wheel from being moved. So to make it more realistic, you'd probably do it through this little piece. I hope this goes into my buckle. Oh, it does. And then it has like a little cover on it, so you can't get in there to depress the buckle. Yeah, you're not making any left-hand turns with this. And you're also not going to put your seatbelt on and be safe. A pair of side cutters is probably all you need to defeat this. These things might be just a little bit dull. There we go. And now we're free to steal the car. And that was probably, what, less than a minute? If you had a little bit bigger side cutters, less than 30 seconds probably. An interesting concept. But definitely not going to keep anybody from stealing your car. All right, next one is this. This is supposed to lock on to your steering wheel. And then, once again, I guess keep you from being able to make complete turns. Very, very light. Like, extremely light. I think it's so light that I would say it's probably aluminum. And I really think, see how wiggly this piece is? I really think this is going to be one of those that, with a screwdriver and a hammer, I think I can have this thing off in less than a minute. It doesn't even work that well, first of all. So, at least on my steering wheel, it doesn't clamp all the way around it. So I can still turn. I mean, yeah, it's not going to make... Well, actually... Wait a minute. Why did I just hear air come out? Was that out of my steering wheel or out of this thing? Wow. So you can break this thing off with one arm. That is pathetic. Oh, it is aluminum because the actual... I just broke it in half with my bare hands. Yeah, this isn't keeping anything safe at all. What kind of trash is this? Get out of here. I was getting all worked up. I thought I was going to have to like drill something and hammer it. So the next one is literally the exact same thing again. It's just supposed to be a heavier duty and like look much nicer version of the exact same thing. It's got like replacement parts, some type of strap. This is the same thing. Look how loose this thing is. I can pretty much... That's not stopping anything at all. I have full access. And not only that, I kind of have like a little helper now. I can just drive with one hand like this. All right, so that's clearly the lock of the century right there. Wow. 3 AAAs you want. All right, I'm back from my voyage to get these AAA batteries. Now, before I even put these in here, I would just like to mention that there's not a single button on this thing to set the alarm, stop the alarm, start the alarm, nothing. So how this works, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm not going to like this. I have a feeling locking this thing on here is a bad mistake. Shut up! I literally didn't do anything. How are you just going to randomly go off? That thing is loud. That is ear-piercing. So, is that the alarm? Whenever it flips upside down? Because it's like set up to be flipped upside down? Is that the whole thing? Oh, jeez. Okay, so maybe impact does set it off. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be annoying, but if you have like a hammer, I mean, you could smash that thing out in 2 seconds, I'd imagine. So you're moving, you're fiddling with it, you're like, oh, what is this thing? What is this? Huh, that's odd. It's scared because it knows I have a hammer in my hand, and I'm ready to smash. Oh. I think I set it off and broke it in the same stroke. Okay, so then not only does the alarm not do anything, because you can smash it in absolutely no time. Oh, never mind. It's still there. It's still alive! Yeah. How about you make some noise now, huh? Huh? Where's my key? This doesn't even get that much in the way. Put it right there. You're good to go. It's almost like a little decoration. Alright, so this is our next lock. This one goes down on the pedals and locks up either, I guess preferably your clutch. Well, most people don't have a clutch, but preferably your brake pedal. This one is also kind of unique because the lock is just circular. You can see the key is literally just like a cylinder with 2 little notches on either side. So it seems like a prime candidate to get drilled out. Or like, I don't know, hacked in some way. But it seems like it's pretty sturdy, very thick. I am curious about, it's got this little Allen head right here. So once I get this thing on, that's the first thing I'm going to take off, figure out what that does. There's also a suspicious kind of like cap here on the end that could maybe lead to something to make it easily bypassed or something. Not entirely sure. Let's place it over your brake. Then you twist it. And you see that little bar comes out right there. Locks in place. Well, I guess mine's already kind of like right there. And you pull it, and it keeps it from, it makes it to where you can't push the brake pedal. I guess you could do it to the gas too, so that way you couldn't push the gas. So, like I said, first thing I'm going to do is take off that little Allen head. See where that leads me. It'd be funny if taking this Allen head off just like pops the whole head of it off. For research purposes, I'm going to cheat for a second. I assume that keeps the handle on. Alright, enough messing around. Let's try to break into this thing. Let's try a Phillips head. Oh, that Phillips head depresses the little spring in there. Let me just see which way. Okay, turns to the right. I'm just going to go straight to the drill. I mean, that drilled out extremely easy. Like it was made of like aluminum or something. Let's see if we can get some drill footage. Well, that took literally 2 seconds. All right, so this is, I mean, like I said, where it's rounded, it is an absolutely perfect candidate to get drilled. And it's also like, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure all the metal around it is aluminum. So I mean, it just drills through it like butter. A drill bit defeats that thing in like 2 seconds. This is getting kind of sad. So I have one more, and I didn't realize that I bought 2 of these. But this is the exact same style of lock that the first one that we tried. So naturally it just goes right there. Oh, this one's a little more brutal. Although the difference with this one is it's very light for how thick it is, So I'm assuming it's aluminum. And if it's aluminum, then that makes it a perfect candidate to get drilled out. So I think that I can probably drill this thing out very quickly and defeat it. It's got one of those weird, like, half moon shaped keys. So instead of trying to drill out the lock, which I might end up doing in the end, I'm just going to try to drill straight through the body of it and go that way. I bet if we go right there, I bet we'll be right in. Man, it's solid in there. Except for this little half moon. Maybe that's why they do this half moon, because it's going to be hard to drill. I think I might be onto something. I really do. This is going to be a new way. My plan is, this big thick piece right here, just drill a hole straight through here, and then drill a bigger hole straight through there, and then it'll make this piece significantly weaker, and then I'll be able to stick the big drill bit in there and kind of just like work it back and forth, and then this piece will just fall off, and we're good. We're free. We're only about 2 minutes away from being free. Ow! That hurt. Ugh. Look at that. That's all it took. Had to break my wrist like 3 times. Whole bunch of drilling, but we got it. All in like 1 minute. The aluminum being so thick actually is adequate, and I think that would keep everything pretty safe. But if someone has a drill and a little bit of time, they're gonna get it off, and your car's gonna get stolen. So as it turns out, some anti-theft devices from Amazon aren't that bad. Others, completely trash that you can bypass in 2 seconds. So, hope this video helps you if you're looking for some anti-theft devices. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.